Show. What's in your cup?
A whole lot of everything, ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody all around the world. Welcome to the best thing to not only happen to your life, but your year. Yeah. This is the Kickback Show, thekickbackshow.com. I go by the name of Faz, and she is...
It's your girl, Tiana Giovanna, as always. And he is...
DJ Swivel. Anything less would be unswivelized. And what a year this has been.
Man, it's...
Done.
I don't even want to go through a recap.
No.
You know what I'm saying?
Ain't nobody want to relive this.
Nobody. Shout out to, one of the things that I will say that was one of my favorite pastimes was shout out to the rapper Skills from Virginia.
Yeah.
Who used to do the end of the year like wrap ups. I need to go back through and listen to those because there was one, I forget what year it was, that was like, yo, this is the one. Like it was perfect. Very simple and straight to the point, but very creative at the same point, at the same time. Again, I don't want that this year. I don't think we need it. Because the first bar warrants you to just end the song. Like nah, I'm good. We don't need to.
Because we started the year off with the loss of Kobe.
Yeah.
And a failed impeachment in the Senate. So it's like it's 2 L's in a row in the month of January.
Was the impeachment in
January?
It started in January.
Started in January.
What's funny was, speaking of Skills, like I saw a tweet the other day where somebody's like, all right, Christmas is done, where's the wrap up? And he's like, check my Cash App.
That part. That I will say that is one of the benefits. Or the upsides to this year. I wish that I would have put more stock in Cash App if I would have known. We all probably would have been living somewhere on Mars or Saturn or Jupiter, one of them. But the entrepreneurial, just like even on an amateur level, like people being able to make a living off of just doing them, whether that be offering a service, getting naked, porn, like there's many different ways that people have been getting cash apped and living their best life. You know what I'm saying? And I appreciate it. Like I'm here for it. I think that is like part of the silver lining in all of the unwarranted from this year is that like people have been able to still strive and make their ends meet,
So I think it's all the billionaires in the United States made something upwards of $931 billion on top of what they already have. Those people must have been invested in OnlyFans and Pornhub and
or marijuana.
Right?
Yeah.
And divorce lawyers.
Well, I think between those billions, I believe that majority of it is really been accumulated between Apple, Amazon, and who am I missing?
Tesla
is another one. Like it's really only a handful.
Well, Airbnb had an IPO on December 10th that I missed, and I'm pissed that I missed it because they entered, I think, between $50 and $60, and like by the time I looked at it, like I was like, oh crap, and then I think it was the 22nd, it was already at like $140. And I was so pissed. And then
snooze, you lose.
I sure did. I'm mad because I would have bought 3 or 4 of those stocks. And then who was the other one? I think it was DoorDash was the other IPO. And I missed that one too. I'm like, I am sleeping.
Yeah.
Like I knew they were coming, but I didn't put an alert on my phone, and I should have, and that's like my bad. Because I knew it was coming.
Yeah.
I'm mad at myself.
I'm mad at myself as well. No, you know what? It's I say that facetiously because for me, looking at my journey over the past couple of years and this is kind of all coming full circle, right? Because you, Tiana, were actually the main inspiration behind me getting into financial, not only just liberty, but literacy. You know what I'm saying? Like literally helping me. Like I didn't know what stash was,
I didn't only
Coinbase.
make you a drunk. That's good to know. That's didn't only influence the drinking.
Listen, I can't put that on y'all. Y'all literally just brought, you know, it's like a smooth talker, right? That meets a girl and talks her out of her panties. It's like, no, bro, like you just encouraged her to do something she already wanted to do. So
There you go.
it's like I wanted to take the panties off. Y'all just helped usher me. You said, "Oh, we got a bedroom over
Right?
over
Yeah.
over here."
You wanted to take
Oh,
the panties off.
I want to take them off.
Had the bottle for you.
This is really how we ended the year off, with this type of
Hell
conversation.
yes.
Foz talking about
Listen.
taking off his panties. Like, this is 2020,
Listen.
y'all.
This is
Hey,
2020.
we moving into a new age, brother. Pause, but
We sure
Listen.
are. Listen.
I ain't ready for wearing panties.
Okay, I'm gonna tell you something right now.
Uh.
Let me grab it. 2021, I'm speaking it to existence. 12 months to $1 million.
that part.
I am going to be a millionaire by the end of 2021. Period.
Speak it.
Period. And
Look.
I'm about halfway through the book. It's really good so far. It's by Raniel.
Jeez, really?
Listen, it's been a long night.
I don't know how she's reading the book if she can't get
Ryan Daniel Moran. This is not a paid anything. This is just something I picked up, and I'm like, look, I'm all about it. Like, I'm so serious. I told Ian, I'm like, I'm buying our house, and I'm going to be a millionaire. 2021, period. And this is not a New Year's resolution, because y'all that have been tuning in for a while know I don't do resolutions, because every day is a day to start new. But 2021, I'm becoming a millionaire. I'm gonna rediscover my collarbones. I'm gonna find them bitches again. They're gonna come back out.
Lord Jesus,
I'ma
if you
get
can hear me,
Listen,
help!
I'm gonna get some Botox and stay moisturized. It's gonna happen. It's gonna happen. Home ownership, financial freedom, generational wealth,
And
collarbones.
Collarbones.
Collarbone. Uh-huh.
I'm all for that. More
Listen,
power
I
to you. You know, more power to you. Yeah. Listen,
That sounds
we all
like a
gotta,
keeper.
you know, we all gotta grow. What? More power to you?
No, just
No.
freaking $1 million
what'd she
in
say?
collarbones.
Hey, that's man. All kind of collarbones.
It's happening.
You know what I'm saying?
It's happening. But it's only 2021's only gonna be my first million. And I'm gonna take people along the journey too. I'll probably like be posting stuff on my Instagrams. I started posting on my Instagrams again.
There you go.
Yeah.
There
see?
you go.
Starting
Yeah.
somewhere.
As you should. As you should. I think the funniest thing that I've heard all this year was that it was a meme that basically said, yo, did y'all ever just sit and realize that next year you're gonna have to say 2021? Meaning that 2020 actually, yeah, the play on words got me. I was like, yep, that's gonna suck.
Yeah,
Yeah, pretty much.
It's gonna suck.
And it's gonna be
It did though.
365 days of that.
it is.
You know, hey, it's all good. I mean, Lakers won, Dodgers won. We grew as human beings. There's a lot of cosmic like shifts.
Lots of
Yeah.
Did you get your powers?
I've been had my powers.
Oh, okay.
I've had my powers since I was 12. And and
Ain't that the truth?
you know, I have been in a lot of great conversations that have been talking about that though. When people, you know, talking about their superpowers or what they would want and all of that. And a lot of it, you know, people we joke and clown as black people because that's just what we do. But the ultimate superpower in a sense is the discovery of self. You know what I mean? And I guess where we are in life right now, especially as a people, as melanated people, of getting through all of this, growing together in certain aspects, elevating in our consciousness. Like, I think that's the biggest superpower. Like, during those conversations, when people ask me, I always say, like, supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding.
Yep.
Like, I wouldn't want anything else. You know what I'm saying? Most people want to fly and run through walls and control time. It's like, you have all of those powers. How are you using it? Like, you have the ability to alter time. You know what I mean? And to transport through time. It's all a matter of what you create. I know I'm getting really deep, but fuck it. But supreme knowledge, wisdom, and understanding. Like, how can I achieve that? How can I learn as much as I can and become a master at everything that I come across?
Yeah.
It's something that's achievable, and it's something that can, you know, be used for good.
I think I've definitely learned a lot just in more so from like the health and athletic side of things, like because of the lockdown or whatever, and just having time to like read and research. But I also feel at the same time like I haven't learned as much as I could have and maybe should have with the amount of time.
No, we got a baby. Like, no.
Well,
no, I'm gonna stop you right there, because I mean, yes, because you stay up late and I don't know what you be doing between like 10 and 3 in the morning when you decide to come to bed. I feel like, yes, that you could have been doing some more studying. But in our defense, mine included, like, we have children who require a significant amount of attention. So, and they're stuck in the house with us. True. It's not like we can just be like, bye kids. Like, no, it's time for me to focus on myself. No, these little kids, these little shits.
If only.
I mean,
you can find ways to do that though too with kids. Like, you can find yourself through your kids.
Well,
you know what I'm saying?
Yeah. That's one of the things. Like, you know, Imani, like, she wanted nothing to do with me the first 3.5, 4 months of her existence. But since then, like, my relationship with her has grown exponentially, especially this last, I don't know, maybe 5-6 months, because of being at home far more than I would have been if, you know, we weren't on so much of these different various lockdowns or whatever. So, I mean, that's definitely one thing that, one like major positive, if you will, that's come in 2020.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. And not only that, but when you reflect on it, like, yeah, pandemics suck. And and I've said this before, like, I understand that I'm speaking from a position of privilege because I have a job, I am gainfully employed. That has not stopped throughout this entire pandemic. It just shifted a little bit. So I understand that. But at the same time, like, there have been a lot of people there are a lot of people who are coming out on top in 2020 and into 2021. And I'm hoping that those people who didn't, those people who are dealing with, like, for instance, depression, mental health issues, or, you know, the loss of family members and things like that, like, I'm hoping that they find their solace in the coming months as things start to kind of hopefully normalize, and hopefully with the vaccine and the people who decide to take the vaccine, like, that kind of dies down with all of that. And nobody turns into zombies in 2021. Because that, I mean, it's like 2020 is like the movie, and then 2021 is the sequel with the zombies. Like, that's kind of...
Hey, that's how 2021.
Right?
Sick.
Deep.
Hey, I called it. I called it earlier this year. I called it during one of our episodes. I said, the crazy part is 2020 may just be the little brother. You know what I'm saying? 2021 next year may be the big brother to come in
This is true.
and really put hands on us.
Well,
you know?
and the other, I guess, the scary thing, if you will, in a way, is like, you know, we've seen what the Rona has done in 2020, and now there's, like, you know, 1 or 2 mutated forms, like in the UK, and
that made them their way to Canada. They're in Canada now.
No, of course.
Yeah, fun.
But like, there's people kind of thinking that we'll probably see, like, 4, maybe 5 like serious, mutations, in the next year or whatever the case may be. And, like Tiana said, it maybe the vaccine like can keep up with the changes or the adaptations or whatever, but I mean that remains to be seen. So
I think it's gonna end up being like a flu shot. Like you don't have to get a new one every so often. Like I kind of foresee that happening because there's so many strains of the flu, but because we let, especially in like the United States and the United Kingdom, like they let it go rampant. Like just let's see what happens. And there were no like national lockdowns for either country, and so that's why it was able to mutate because politicians are not scientists. But they should be. So yeah, that's fun.
It was probably combining with some other craziness that people have walking around in the world, and then just decided to have little mutated virus babies.
Yeah,
viruses mutate naturally anyway.
I know.
Had we clamped it down, though, we may not be seeing this today.
I'm just saying it probably came into contact with like a meth head and turned into a super virus.
I just read an article about how coronavirus has led way to super gonorrhea. So that's awesome. They literally called it super gonorrhea because in the beginning of coronavirus, they were giving out azithromycin, which is an antibiotic. But the problem is that when you give, and it wasn't doing anything for the coronavirus though. Like they were trying, but it wasn't doing anything for it. So because they were like putting out all of these antibiotics, now people have super gonorrhea going into 2021. So it's COVID mutated and super gonorrhea.
Why do I
combine? Like it sounds like a match made in supervillain hell.
Why did I just envision like the coronavirus, like like all of a sudden like it ate a can of spinach like Popeye and just go coronavirus! It just bulked up.
No. Yeah.
Oh.
So
I don't know why I picture
zombies and super gonorrhea.
Oh, no.
I'm so glad I'm married. I could not imagine being single right now and having to worry about COVID and super gonorrhea coming from me in my singleness. Like,
every time you say it, first of all, initially it sounded like super diarrhea, but I don't know why I got this image of like I never saw the movie, but the pirates. What was that movie? That what's his name? Who ended up getting the virus? Tom Hanks. The movie that he was in with the Somali pirates.
Oh, Castaway or something like that?
No, it wasn't Castaway.
It was the other one where boy was like, I am the captain. Look at me.
Yeah.
I am the captain now. I feel like that's what coronavirus, that's my image of coronavirus, getting into somebody's body that has some other shit and was just like, all right, niggas, check this out.
This is my body now.
This is my body now. Y'all work for me. We get this shit in order real quick.
Dang.
Somebody go find gonorrhea. We about I got something for you.
So
bro,
sad.
That's wild.
Paging gonorrhea. Paging gonorrhea.
Please come to the lungs, please.
Come to the lungs. You got gonorrhea in your lungs. You are doing something either very right or very wrong.
But that's the point in super gonorrhea when it meets COVID. COVID already is like, look, I'm about to bring this pneumonia, but in order for me to really monopolize, I need to join forces with all other viruses and diseases, pump up their ego, and allow them to spread into other places. Because imagine sleeping with somebody They don't tell you that they got gonorrhea. Next thing you know, your chest start hurting, like you got chest pains, and then you go to the doctor to find out, yeah, you have a mutated form of gonorrhea, and it's in your lungs. I'm saying.
Like, how deep were you throating?
No, bruh.
Shit, bruh.
Just saying. Like I said, either you're doing something very right or very wrong. If you got it. If you got it. If it went past your esophagus and went all into your chestal area.
Your chesticles. Got into your chest.
Yeah.
Your chesticles.
You got gonorrhea in your chesticles.
That's all bad. That's all bad. That's all bad.
Disclaimer. Gonorrhea is a very serious disease.
And it should not be taken lightly.
It
And
should
we
not be
definitely
taken
encourage you.
If
Encourage
you
you to
currently
not
are experiencing symptoms of gonorrhea, please
consult your local
please
healthcare provider.
Please seek your physician and get the appropriate antibiotics.
There is the Affordable Care Act that does provide not only free testing, but solutions. They are out there.
Be quiet, okay?
This whole conversation is like 2020, just off the rails.
Yeah. I mean, why not? Hopefully somebody is getting a laugh. And if you aren't laughing and you have struggled from severe cases of gonorrhea or super gonorrhea, please call us at 888 Kickback. That's 888 Kickback. Yeah.
You should really try to get that phone number.
So
really should.
We could keep the off the railsness going with something that, shout out to OGB, Organic Blackberry. She's like, she said that, because like everybody goes out and risks catching a vid like on a daily basis. So is there any event in 2021 that would have you saying, what vid? I'm gonna go anyway. Like, I'm not worried about the vid. I'm not worried about the Rona or super gonorrhea or any of that.
That is a great question. And for me personally, Michael Jackson, Prince, Luther Vandross, Barry White, James Brown, like one of them gonna have to come back and be in concert.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Like, if they say, yo, Michael Jackson we found a way to bring him back to life, he's gonna be live in concert, I may have to risk it all. You know what I'm saying?
Probably be front row center.
I'm saying, like, mask off, I'll probably be the first one to faint, just on GP. Just so I could get the best of both worlds, so I could say that I was there, but then I also made an escape, pun intended, because that was the title of one of his last albums. Rest in peace. Truth be told, nah. Like nah. Because I feel like that would have already happened by now.
Mm-hmm.
Like, there's nothing that interests me that even exists now that makes me want to say, yo, I need to go experience this despite whatever. As much as I love food, like, I'm good. I go to my set spots, but I'm good. As much as I love the beach, you're not gonna catch me out there. I'm straight. I'm good. You know what I mean?
I'm a homebody anyway. Like, I enjoy, I like being at home. And even like during all of this, like our outings are like, let's go for a family bike ride and let's go, hot girl shit. So I'm gonna sweat.
How am I included in that work?
All right, just do it. Just go with it. Just run with it.
Yeah.
Because you don't want to be on the other side of that. Trust me. I've seen it.
See?
I've seen it in very bad. Yeah.
But yeah, I'm like, I enjoy being at home anyway. I'm a homebody. Like, I'd go out every once in a while, even like pre-COVID. But I ain't got time for all that. Like, I'm not that person to be like out late at night in the club. I don't drink like that. Like, those days are behind me. I got stuff to do. I got bags to get. I've got skin to moisturize. I've got collarbones to find. I don't have time to be sweating shoulder to shoulder next to somebody.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What about you, Swift?
I mean, apart from what you mentioned, as far as like a James Brown or Michael Jackson, yeah, I can't think of anything.
Ain't nothing worth it. Like, I don't even have a desire to get on a plane right now, and I love traveling, but I'm like, nah, like I'm good. I don't want to have. I already hate the process of traveling.
Yep.
You know, which gives me an incentive to also be like, nah, like I don't like doing that shit anyway, so I'm just gonna stay home.
Right.
But yeah, like I'm not like, no, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm gonna need that Star Trek transport thing to happen.
The little teleportation.
Yeah, for sure. Because I'm with you, Foz. I love traveling, but the actual act of packing, filing onto like an airplane or a train or whatever mode of transportation and getting there, like, but I think that's most people though. I don't know that anybody enjoys the act of all of that.
Traveling. Yeah, I don't know.
Do you?
I don't mind it because it's part of the journey. But depending on how long the flight is, if I'm stuck in the smallest section of coach with like the freaking there's no leg space, then I'm hating life during that moment. But
yeah, that's tall people problems right there.
Yeah.
I swing my feet on the toilet.
Better be careful. You're gonna catch super gonorrhea sitting on an airplane toilet.
Oh no. We don't sit on the toilet. That's women don't do that. Like you put the seat protector down that doesn't protect anything, and then you still hover. That's why we got thick thighs. Like
squat game impeccable.
Yeah, exactly.
Squat game.
Exactly. You don't sit on a toilet. Ew. What's wrong with you? Disgusting.
That's comedy.
I don't even sit on the toilet in like most people's houses.
Oh jeez.
Like I don't know what y'all got going on.
That is real.
Yeah.
Unless I do like a detailed clean for myself.
Yeah.
Like I'll grab like a paper towel and wash. Do like a deep cleanse real quick.
And that's like no disrespect. Like I just don't know how often you're disinfecting your toilet seat.
Yeah.
I know how often I disinfect our toilet seats. I don't know what y'all got going on.
That is real though. That's real.
Yeah.
I got a question. 2020 gets here, right? COVID is inevitable. We were bound to meet COVID, right?
Yeah.
What is one event that you only get one event that happened during this year that you can reverse? 2020 is you can't reverse COVID. COVID is bound to happen. What's one event that you would reverse?
Bring back Kobe Bryant.
Yeah. I think the death of Kobe was unnecessary. We could have gone without that.
I mean, we lost a lot of. Well, shoot. Now,
wait, if he's gonna reverse Kobe, I'm gonna reverse RBG.
There you go.
Okay.
So Amy Coney Barrett doesn't ever get on the Supreme Court, just because of the long-term ramifications. Sorry, Kobe, but somebody else got you. So, what about you?
Yeah, I would reverse the death of everybody that we didn't want to die and replace them with somebody that we did. So then, therefore, death is still satisfied. The Grim Reaper meets his quota.
Yeah.
But we get to keep Kobe.
Oh, see, I didn't know we could lump everybody together. That changes things.
I mean, I just made that up. That's probably
one
against the
event.
rules, but I'm just saying one event is people only died once. so
Arguable.
shit. No, I would. Yeah. It would probably. That's. I mean, I know I asked it, but that's definitely a tough one. It would. I would have to reverse like family death.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I'm saying? Yeah. That's what I would have to do. Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah. COVID, I'm fine with. Like, honestly, and this sounds really morbid, but I'm still in the mindset of everything happening for a reason. And I feel like,
Right.
you know, there is such a lesson in all of this, in the chump being in the White House, to COVID, to like, it really, really put a lot of things in perspective on both sides of the aisle, I think. Because you've seen even a lot of like his followers who were like coming to terms with the fact that he lied, because now they're losing loved ones, right? Now it's hitting home and they're realizing, oh, I blindly followed this guy and believed everything that he said in spite of all of the evidence to the opposite.
Right.
And obviously it's terrible that people have died, because you can't get those people back. But I do feel like it all happened for a reason. And I can say that knowing that people in my own family have passed away. So it's not like I'm saying this and have been untouched by COVID and all of those things. Like I've lost family members as well, but I do genuinely feel like everything does happen for a reason. I feel like there's a huge paradigm shift that's happened.
Yeah.
And I think that having him in the White House is going to really kind of get people to realize how fragile democracy is, how important it is to have someone suited for the job in the position of the job, right? Like, I mean, come on.
Yeah, could you imagine if we had had somebody in the White House that actually had
any
sympathy,
kind of experience,
like just
empathy,
like and could show some emotion? Like, I mean, flashback to when Obama was in office. Like, we just saw something the other day, like on like a special about him, like when he was having to like keep coming out and do these like press conferences every time there was like a school shooting, or unarmed black men after unarmed black men being killed in 2014, 15, 16, like, like he was so well spoken that he was able to handle these moments of really high emotion and like find ways to help in the best way he can, like help those families kind of like, deal with those tragic losses. And like, this current con man in chief, like he doesn't care for anybody but himself.
No, everything is transactional.
Yeah, it's like, not only would this pandemic would have been handled differently, but like, just on a more like human level, just like of empathy, just like, come on, man.
You know what's crazy is like, it took a pandemic, like a worldwide pandemic, to stop school shootings in the United States.
Yeah.
Like, that's crazy to me. I really hope 2021 is not the year that school shootings return.
Yeah.
I mean, they're going to come back because it's America. And unfortunately, that's how we live. But I'm really hoping that, I mean, maybe like the whole, like, families have adapted enough to virtual learning where, those kids that need to stay home or should be at home are able to stay at home. I don't know.
Well, one, I was to your point of what you just said about Obama, I can only imagine what a simple diplomatic individual would have been like. You know what I mean? And that's one of the things that I always thought came with being in that position was one experience. You know what I mean? And with that experience comes somebody that can employ diplomacy. You know what I mean? And do what ultimately is for the greater good, but more or less keeps the peace between each side, right? Which clearly we haven't seen. We've only seen one side get fed. In regards to the school, like, I'm still trying to figure out when we see this new form of normalcy, is it going to be something that is ushered in with the new age? So, like, I mean, clearly homeschooling for some people became a very stark reality. But then when we do get back to this point, what are going to be the protocols that children are going to have to go through in order to get back into an institution like a school, right? And it's not so ironic that we just brought up air travel and all of that after we saw, the whole 2001, what happened with that, right? Can't even, like, I remember the first time, I want to say it was when we went to New York, Swiv, with you and I had I had a bottle of cologne that got taken. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? And it was a bottle of Curve. And I loved it because my mama got it for me. But it was like, damn, like, I can't even travel with hair care products or, you know what I'm saying? Or anything for that matter. I can't even have some lotion. Now I got to be out here stinking because like I can't bring. So fast forward, something like a pandemic that has taken clearly 1,000 times more the lives of something as tragic as that altered our reality when it comes to getting into an airport, getting on a plane, trying to travel, get back, etc., etc. What's going to happen now? You know what I mean? Just as an idea. Yeah. At the end of it all, kids may just open up as normal as we used to know it. But for me, my mind goes to that space of what happens next? You know what I mean? What are we to expect? Like, is there going to be heightened security, measures that are implemented? Health precautions, like, what happens?
I think my concern is, so just throwing it out there, I have no intention of getting a COVID vaccine. I'm fine with the fact that I am way, 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 way down the line as someone who is younger, with no pre-existing conditions, with, I'm not immunocompromised. So thankfully, when it even comes to my turn, I'm gonna be way behind. And my issue is not like, I'm not like an anti-vaxxer. Like we've seen vaccines work and work well in years past. I don't like how many they give kids now. I think it's insane. But, I'm not necessarily an anti-vaxxer. I just want to, I don't like the fact that we don't know any long-term side effects.
It hasn't been studied.
It's been studied, but it hasn't been studied insofar as what are the long-term side effects?
That's what I'm saying. It hasn't been studied enough.
Yeah. What happens after you've had this in your system for 5 years? How does it interact with other vaccines that you may have? How does it interact if you have any previously existing conditions? How does it react? Like, for instance, with regard to cancer, things like that you just don't know. And so that's my thing. What I'm afraid to see is them saying, in order to travel, you have to be vaccinated, or in order to be able to enroll your child in school, this is one of the necessary vaccines that they have to have in addition to all of the other ones that they already have. Right now, they don't require you to have a flu shot. It's highly encouraged. But as far as, polio, MERS, all of those vaccines you have to have. But not, I'm sorry, MERS, measles, mumps, rubella, that whole vaccine packet.
I was sure enough about to say, damn, I didn't know that the rapper had a vaccine.
No, it's the MMR.
Yeah, absolutely.
So you have to have those. You don't have to have a flu shot. And I'm really hoping that it's one of those situations where it's like, okay, well, it's highly encouraged like the flu shot, but you can come to school without a flu shot.
Right.
I just don't know. That's my fear.
Same. I mean, clearly, needless to say that we just have to, I mean, well, one, all of you listening, watching, please do your research. All of what we're talking about is just speculation and opinion. Clearly, we are not in any professional field to hand out any advice. So please do not, just take this with a grain of salt.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And if you want to get vaccinated, if it's absolutely your choice, please do. Like, I am not here to tell anybody not to get vaccinated. Like, it's each like, to each their own. I'm just saying, for me, I'm a little concerned.
And I'm on your side as well. Like, I'm not completely anti-vax. I am on the side of wanting more information, and there being, more information provided in regards to, clearly everything you just said. And I don't care too much for the fact that they're combining vaccines now. You know what I mean? To where you do like the whole, like you mentioned, the MMR, DTaP, like all of these, like, what's the point in all of that? You know what I mean? Like, I'm not for that.
It's a lot.
We'll see though. I mean, and again, I just hope that everyone researches enough and just do your homework. That's all that I ask.
Now I have a question, because you have a family member who works in hospitals, right?
Yeah.
What does she say about it? Have you had a conversation with, your medical professional family members about this?
She is honest about it. She's honest about it. Like, says like, look, if this is what you're going to do, so on and so forth, and has shared that there are doctors and they go both ways, in the sense of, you have doctors that will only push you to get vaccinated and will say that. Meanwhile, there are other doctors and healthcare providers that do offer alternatives and say, look, I personally have done this, and my children have done it. Everything is fine, and this is how we do it. If you want to do this route, we always suggest that you do this, clearly based on the profession. And then there's others that give holistic advice. And she does oftentimes say, hey, you don't have to go through with this. There are other options that you can do. The tricky thing is, though, when you do holistic type of stuff, if it has to go hand in hand with, you know what I mean? Like, you can't rely on holistic medicine and then you're still drinking sodas, or you know what I mean? Like, you're not doing the others. It's same thing with people that work out. Like, you can do all the workouts in the world, but if the way that you're eating after you leave the gym, you can counteract all of the working out that you're doing. You know what I mean? So it more or less kind of, it varies between patient and patient. You know what I mean? Some are too far gone to actually, kind of reverse certain things they actually need. Some of the stuff that's offered. So
I want to find the doctor that'll stamp that I've taken the vaccine without actually having to take it.
Brother, there's so much I want to say. Brother. Because I mean,
I'm of the mindset that, like, if the government or employers or whatever in between, like whether it be states, governors or something, like says like it's mandatory, then I got issues, because again, it hasn't been tested enough or studied enough, rather. And like Keanu was saying, like long-term side effects, we don't know what those are yet. So like, I gotta take something because you tell me. Okay, well then, if that's the case, you take it first in front of me, and for the same vial that I'm supposed to get.
Well, but not only that, you never know how it's going to react to you specifically. Like, did y'all see the nurse that passed out? They gave her the vaccine. I think it was in like Minneapolis or something. They gave her the vaccine, and then she was supposed to be there talking about how safe the vaccine is. And then right after she had the vaccine, she was standing up at the podium and she just collapsed.
Like, she caught the Holy Ghost.
Within a few minutes. She sure did. She sure did.
Well, she pulled a Wendy Williams.
There's another, I guess, nurse that I think it was a black nurse that got the vaccine, and then she developed, was it Bell's palsy?
Yeah, there have been several cases of people developing Bell's palsy, and that, for reference, for anyone who doesn't know, it causes half of your face to be completely paralyzed.
And I've been hearing conflicting reports because I've apparently, allegedly, some of those people have either had a history or have already had it, according to what's been projected on the news. So it
activates whatever's in their system.
What's already like they, right? Yeah. So apparently they're reporting. This is just from hearsay. I haven't really fact checked it. Yeah. But you know what I mean? Like I apparently it's one of those things to where the vaccine doesn't develop it unless you've already had a pre-existing or some sort of history of Bell's palsy,
that condition.
Allegedly. Yeah. So yeah, and part of the reason why I'm even saying that, I don't want to just up and start trusting news sources and certain reports that's coming out now. You know what I mean? Like,
because I was reading a very lengthy article like about a week ago or so, and like to paraphrase or put it in a nutshell, like it was, the author was talking about, you know, the way these vaccines get approved is that they have to be able to show that they can develop antibodies. But the thing about it is it developing neutral or neutralizing antibodies, or is it forming what's called like blinded? And if it's blinded, then as far as like the FDA and whatever other organizations are involved in the process of approving that vaccine, if it's just blinded, that means those antibodies aren't doing anything as far as protecting you from the virus. It has to be something it has to be neutralizing. Mm-hmm. And so like they haven't, like that kind of information isn't necessarily I guess been made public as far as like exactly what type of antibodies are being developed in the body from this vaccine. And so it's like, you know, you're potentially taking something that like isn't necessarily gonna protect you like you think it is.
Yeah.
And you know, especially now if you're talking different mutations of the coronavirus that are, you know, at this point, like in the early reports, like worse than the initial strain. So there's a whole lot that's like
there's a lot to unpack.
Yeah. So
look, I'm just gonna keep wearing my cute little mask, walking around looking like a sexy ass ninja. And washing my hands like my mama taught me how.
A ninja with no collarbones.
Listen, I'm working on it. Don't point out my insecurities even more.
Hey, we're not.
See,
listen,
look, if I go
we're
like
not.
This, there.
We are body positive. Girl, listen. All collarbones matter, okay? Whether we can see them or not. Because had it been the reverse, like if we was able to see it and your neck was all sunk in, maybe, hey,
look,
you need to eat. You need to eat. Yeah, you would have been getting cash. We would have had to do a Cash App offering for you.
You know?
I got Venmo.
You know what I'm saying?
I got Venmo.
I would have been. I definitely would have been on here like one of them televangelists. We would have had to do a whole episode. We want you to send in your donations right now. My sister gets something to eat. Look at her collarbones. The Lord will touch you. What?
Nah, not like that. Not like that.
The Lord is gonna bless you if you send in $5. Somebody right now in the southern region of California has $10. Send it over now. The Lord is telling me you got it. Send it. It's like, what? What? What?
Wave cap dollar.
Oh
Man,
yeah.
listen. Ah, hey, that's
Right.
funny.
That's a new segment.
Hey, that may have to be a new segment.
It might.
Might have to Photoshop my face on $100 bill and put a wave cap on. He's rich. He got his own money. What? When I say he's got his own money, he's got his own money.
That's funny.
Not gonna lie, I am excited about to switch gears a little bit. I am excited about the new Coming to America, the sequel.
Yes.
Supposed to be
That's
coming out.
been greenlit. When is that releasing? Do you know?
I want to say I would have to look it up. I want to say within the next. I don't want to throw out false information. Soon. I know it's soon.
All right. Well, let's hope that we're in a place where if we wanted to go see it in the theater, we could.
You know, I think it's going to be released directly to like a specific platform.
Oh, okay. Well,
Yeah,
I'll watch it at home too.
Yeah, that part. Which I think is going to be.
TV, so.
Yay! I think within the next 10 years, I give it about 10 years, maybe less. Movie theaters will become obsolete.
I think so too.
It very well could. Well, I don't know though, because it, not everybody has, a big flat screen TV at home with like the surround sound setup or whatever. So like it's an escape for people to be able to go to the theater, get the giant screen and the sound you can feel in your chest, all that good stuff.
I don't think
I hear you.
I don't think they'll go away completely, but I feel like they'll be replaced with something.
Yeah. And I guess that's my point. Because, I mean, at the end of the day, I mean, yeah, we just went, what has it been, 10 months now at this point?
Yeah.
Yeah, but theaters have been open. People have been going.
I remember when Tenet came out.
Just not here in California.
Theaters. No, I remember when Tenet came out. One of my friends, a director buddy of mine, went to go see Tenet at the theater. Like he was masked up and everything and went to go see it. I don't remember when it came out.
No, it was like
I already have my feelings. I don't really care too much for going to theaters as is, so I can go without them. Like I can go without them. I do too. I love the movie experience besides people. I don't like people.
Well, that's
theater spaces.
That's when you got to go, like when the movie's already been out for a few weeks, or like right around 3 weeks. Like, and then it's smaller crowd. You can kind of sit towards the back if you want and be away from the snitchery.
That's what they should
Doesn't
do.
help.
They should make movie theaters with personal cabanas. So that way you don't deal with people, and maybe you have like an elevator or a stairway or something just directly up to your personal cabana. And
to
you
where
maybe
you can watch
get
it on
like
your own.
10, 20 cabanas in a theater at a time. So it's not like a ton of people.
3, 2, 1, disclaimer.
Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, everybody all around the world, the viewpoints and the ideas that have been presented by Tiana Giovanna and the good people here at the Kickback Show, kickbackshow.com, its parent companies and subsidiaries are sole propriety of Tiana Giovanna, the Kickback Show, the kickbackshow.com, its parent companies and subsidiaries. Don't be jacking on shit.
But how dope would that be? And then like you're there and you can like order food, like you just push something and then the food comes up in like a little tube. See, you ain't got to talk to nobody. You ain't got to see nobody, get your food. Of course, it's going to be overpriced, but you could,
See how she was saying she's going to become a millionaire in 2021?
Hey.
I told y'all. Listen.
It's happening. Hey, I'm with that.
I got somebody to call.
Hey, that part. Hey, you know what's wild is that I want to say it was you that put me up on those movie thing where they got the recliner seats and the food they bring to you. Like that shit is plush.
Right.
Like, but then again, for me personally, the thing that I don't like is the unnecessary conversations, right? Like I have misophonia, so let me go off by saying that. So little small details and sounds, and I just hate sounds, and I love sounds at the same token. But
Yeah.
the sound of somebody chewing, the
Yep.
sound of a bag opening, the sound of, you know what I'm saying, like people cracking on chips, like smacking, like all of it, I hate it. I absolutely hate it.
Yeah, he's one of those too.
Yeah. So the movie theater experience for me, if it is a little private cabana and I got like a little suite, I could tell a couple of homies like, hey, got a little whoop wop at the AMC,
Yeah,
the Edwards.
see?
I don't enjoy buying like the thing of popcorn that's like this big, but it costs like $15. But I have to get it just so that I have something to chew, like during opening credits and all that, to drown out like the other people.
All the rest of the noise.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Yeah.
But yeah, like
Yeah.
how dope would that be? You got your
That would
cabana,
be fun.
you got a couple of your own like recliners in there. Or the
That is soundproof.
pops up
I
when
would-
you want it.
I would definitely, I would actually pay for whatever that experience would be. That would be worth it.
What's the not, I don't want to say disease. The sound where, what's it called?
Misophonia.
Misophonia. Like you hate sound. You hate the sound of certain things.
Yeah. No, I was
Like-
trying to think of a way to spin the name of that and like combine it with theater
Yeah, no,
to like
that's a lot.
to
That's
cater-
saying a lot.
to cater to that demographic.
That's a
Man.
lot of y'all. Y'all weird.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Maybe we're normal and you're weird.
Maybe you're weird that you like listening to somebody crunch on hot Cheetos. That
I
is
don't say
annoying.
that I like it. It just doesn't like irk me. Things that
Yeah, I
irk me
get-
are like hearing a fork scrape across a plate, or like that bothers me, or like hearing someone rub a balloon like with their hands, like rub it, like that rubber sound, like that I don't like. Hearing someone clip their toenails
We're the normal ones. She's the weird one.
makes me want
You're
to
weird.
vomit projectilely. Okay, just as I know.
You might have a case of misophonia, because like clicking a pen is like another one.
Clicking
like
a
people-
pen doesn't bother me. I think the only reason the toenail clipping sound bothers me is because I know what the hell it is, and it's nasty. Toenail cutting is
That's
disgusting.
funny.
It's
that's funny.
necessary, but I don't want to know that you do it. I don't want you to
I
know
feel
that
you.
I have to do it.
She doesn't like the sound of toenail clippings, but she probably enjoys the sound of bologna being peeled apart.
Why would I like that?
Yo,
Why would anybody like that?
did I say that? Oh man, damn. God, damn.
I can't, y'all. I can't.
I'm sorry.
You're done.
I be
You're
forgetting that I be saying things sometimes, and when I hear it back, I'm like, oh, that's nasty.
that was that was one that always stuck with me.
done.
I forgot what I was talking. What were we talking about?
We were just talking about ragged coochie lips.
Just God no.
No.
I do have to.
Kickbackshow.com. I
Yes.
go by the name of Gianna Giovanna. And he is peeling apart balloons.
I go by the name of Foz, and he is.
DJ Swivel. The Swivolution will not be televised.
Hey, I love that.
2021
Hey.
is coming.
2021.
Did
Giving
you
you all
have a
Foz.
good winter solstice, Foz?
I had an amazing one. I worked, picked up some extra hours, and lived in peace and tranquility. Had some great constructive conversations and building on some stuff, and found some new aspects of my life that I'm going to that I'm going to dive deeper into. Just becoming more assertive, really, is ultimately what it is.
Good.
You know what I mean? And so, yeah, I'm really excited for this new age of life. You know what I mean? So,
And 2020 was supposed to be like the year of vision or whatever. And you know, I had some things that I was kind of starting to like brainstorm, like right at the end of 2019 and early 2020, and then obviously like with everything that happened, like most of everyone's plans got put on the back burner for the most part. But I started thinking the other day, like maybe 2020 wasn't necessarily the year of vision in terms of like seeing your vision come to fruition, but really take the time to plan out your vision, and then 2021 is where it gets implemented and comes to life.
That's what it is.
Yeah. And I think that this was, you know, 2020 was a year of completion. You know, just like you said, like it was ultimately this fragment of time was meant for us to reevaluate everything we knew. And we have to ultimately reprogram. You know what I mean? Like you had to take everything off of the C drive, clean it all out, you know what I'm saying? And then update your program in a sense. And I feel as though that this year caused us to slow down.
Yeah.
It stopped a lot of other little extracurricular things to then be like, all right, now everybody is almost at an even playing field. You're back at ground zero. What are you going to build? How are you going to grow? How are you going to get it? You know what I mean? And in what ways what other ways other than the conventional orthodox way do you plan on making this happen? Whether it be your career, you know, passion, whatever the fuck it is, it's like, how are you going to go out and get it? You know what I mean? And I mean, despite everything, I'm grateful because this was a year to put everything into perspective, to say, you know what, I don't need to do this. And it's okay to say no. And it feels good to be able to stop and just enjoy the breeze and the sunlight for a moment. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And grow in the direction that is necessary and healthy versus putting all of my energy into a company that I don't care about or into a project that doesn't give two shits about me. You know what I mean? And so you're absolutely right. Like, I definitely agree with you. Definitely agree. So
2021.
2021.
Year.
It's the year of making it happen. And I feel it. Like I'm glad, like, you know, this whole winter solstice has been amazing. The Grand Conjunction has been incredible. Definitely felt and still feel the cosmic power shift altogether. And looking forward to just growing on this.
Manifesting my ass off.
Man, listen.
Because I've lost it during quarantine. I'm not joking, y'all. Listen, I caught my profile and I'm like, my ass hasn't been this small since before I became a woman. My ass has not been this small since I got my first pair of hips. Let me tell you right now.
Your first pair of hips? You got multiple pairs of hips?
Yeah, so
just
like,
interchangeable hips?
when you come into your adolescence as a girl, like right around 13, 14, like when you get that pee for the first time, you get a little hip, right? But then once you hit about 25, then your second pair of hips comes in. Because then like that's when you start to kind of like really get shapely. I mean, so these girls these days, like they be buying their shape, but you know, like naturally, that's when you really like get that second wind. So yeah, like, right. Yeah. So I'm like, dang, my booty just went all the way away. I came downstairs and did some squats immediately.
She's not lying.
I did. Like, this is not gonna happen to me as I'm lifting my leg. I was lifting my leg, but y'all couldn't see it because it was off camera. That's what that was.
What y'all didn't see is it was just swaying off the chair. That's all it was.
Pretty much, because my feet dangle on everything.
That's fine.
I'm not gonna lie. I have noticed like my forearms are a little bit thinner than usual, and I think it's just because I haven't been doing nowhere near as much like upper body weight. They have been sharpened quite a bit thanks to the homie Jake.
Yeah.
By Jake.
But
Yeah.
Ginsu knives.
Yeah, no, I can't do this
But-
little booty life. This ain't for me.
I was thinking the same thing. I was like, man, I cut out like soy and like wheat, you know, this earlier this year,
Mm-hmm.
and been making like valid efforts. And I'm like, yeah, like I'm not as, you know, yokey as I used to be. Like I'm still grown man weight, but I'm like, damn, like I don't have like the mass that I used to when I was, and I'm trying to figure it out. Like, is this something that I want to continue to go down? Like I do feel healthier, like I feel better.
Yeah.
And if that is the compromise, then it's like I don't mind restarting to then, you know, build the good necessary fat and muscle, you know.
Yeah. No.
Yeah.
It's definitely, like I said, I don't do resolutions. Every day is a day to change. But as soon as I get through these leftovers, it's about to be on. Shout out to Autumn for making the candied yams.
Not mad at that. Not mad at that. Only thing that I missed this year that I only got during Thanksgiving was some dressing. Like I had a bomb vegan like dressing, stuffing or whatever. That was fire.
I made a
I didn't have it
for Christmas dinner.
I need that in my life. Cue up Dave Chappelle. Did you say stovetop stuff?
Listen, y'all sleeping on stovetop. Ain't nothing wrong with a good stovetop every once in a while. Cause sometimes, you know, like you go to the cookout and the stuffing is like, who did this?
Who put their foot in it? Like
What?
literally, who
Yeah.
put their foot in it?
Why are there clams and cranberries in the stuffing? Like, no.
I was just about to say that. Dost thou seeth those raisins?
Yeah. No, I don't need that in my life. No.
Oh,
Stovetop,
man.
herbs, and bread. I know what I'm getting.
I'm not gonna lie. I had so there's a restaurant out here that's vegan Creole cuisine, and it's good, and that's, you know, that's what I have for this holiday. And also I had a peach cobbler, but it wasn't a traditional peach cobbler. It was like they roasted some peaches on top of a bed of beignets. Listen.
Send me the address right now.
Listen. Let me
2028
tell you.
we're just
Wait,
yet.
yeah. I got all of 21 to find my collarbones. I'm gonna need you to send me an address
Listen.
quickly.
It was bad. Like, and it wasn't like because you know how you have the actual cobbler, you know, the crust and all of that. It's like, that's what makes it. This was different. It didn't have nothing on top. Wasn't cobbler. It was cobblered, but it wasn't like a peach cobbler by traditional standards. But when I tell you, I bit into that and was like, oh, I'm not mad. Baby. Look here, Wody.
Get the tea.
Get the tea. Yeah,
Address stat.
absolutely. Yeah, I got you. I got you. Much love to each and every one of you that have tuned in.
Yeah.
Thank you for continuously supporting. If you are just now finding out about us, welcome. Thank you for joining us. Hope you have enjoyed your journey thus far. Please go back into the archives and look up all of the incredible interviews from some amazing talent. Shout out to all of the artists that have joined us this year, that have come back to see us again. Definitely looking forward to having you back. Definitely looking forward to all of the new interviews and new conversations and just the growth and all of that. And I think that's all I got.
All right. It is.
Yeah.
Yeah,
You
say
said it
less.
for all of us.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right. So
Oh,
mark my words. Next year, we're coming into $1 million. Our first one. And then we're
Hey.
going to build after that.
that part.
Yeah.
That part.
Yeah.
I'm looking forward to this stock market continuously climbing.
Yes, the stock market.
Yeah.
And for our listeners out there, I'm more than happy to bring any Black women along with me on this millionaire ride. Because, ladies,
Do that.
we got this.
Do that. Do that.
Like, I'm doing it with a group of girls, like a couple of other women, right? I don't know if they're gonna be able to hang because it's not gonna be easy. And I'm doling out the prep work, and I'm like, look, you got to read your book, you got to do X, Y, and Z. And they're being a little lazy, so if I got to leave you behind, I'm gonna leave you behind. Like, we can still be cool, but you're not gonna mess up my bag. That being said, if anyone else would like to jump on the bandwagon, it's working name in progress. I'm working on it. I don't know what to call us yet.
You got time. It'll come to you.
Yeah. Or just, we don't have a name. We're just doing it. So yeah, DM me at Tiana Giovanna if any of you listeners want to join along and get this money. Yeah, that's it. That's all I got.
I second that motion. There it is.
I mean, guys, you're welcome too, but like, it's a girl thing.
I mean, hey, I'm sitting on some pretty Bitcoin right now. I'm just waiting for it to continue to shoot up.
Bitcoin is beautiful right now.
I'm glad I held on to it. I just wish that I bought some more when it was struggling.
Yeah.
But
no, I think I got on board when it was below 2,000, when it was right around $2,000 a coin. And last I checked, it was at 24. I'm happy.
The millions and millions.
Yes, $1 million.
I don't have Bitcoin, so I guess I can't.
How sad is that? Foz,
Yes,
thank
sad.
you for listening to me. I appreciate you. Because I've been
thank
telling
you.
him, get on Bitcoin. I bought some XRP and then just recently found out that like they're being investigated, but I sold my XRP, still doubled my money.
Damn.
Babe, download Coinbase. Babe, download Stash. Babe, he doesn't listen.
I'm glad I did.
Oh, also I've heard that a coin that's traded under ADA is like at the first quarter of 2021 is supposed to be new to Coinbase. So if you're using anything else to trade ADA, like that might be something that you want to come up on, because usually when a coin is available on a brand new platform, then it oftentimes will double or triple, at least in the very, very early stages of the offering. So even if you buy it, it gets picked up by Coinbase and then you sell it right away, you'll still probably make a pretty penny.
That's not
I am
wise.
not a financial advisor. You do this on your own. I'm just putting you up on a little bit of game that I also heard about. So yeah, there's that.
There it is. Yeah, I definitely gotta look into that.
Yeah, for sure.
Definitely gotta look into that.
Yeah, even if you only drop a couple $100 on it. Worst case scenario, you lost a couple $100. That's a pair of shoes.
That's
Best case scenario,
man.
you doubled your money.
And that's more shoes.
And that's more shoes. Or responsible money, another investment.
Yeah, no, absolutely. But you put it into perspective to somebody that has never invested, you know what I mean? But they've spent their money on something frivolous that they really didn't need. It's like,
exactly.
You know, you standing in line waiting for PlayStation 5. And I get it. The resale market is incredible, but stocks.
It's true.
It's where it's at.
Yeah.
It's where it's at, baby.
Index funds.
What you gonna do? ETFs, yeah.
Well,
all of
on
that.
that note, I just got a notification that my shoes had just been dropped off at the front door. So, shoes that I ordered. So I'm gonna go grab those.
What? It was Christmas solstice.
I'm not mad at you. Do your thing as you should.
Actually, I
As
think they're my
you
shoes.
should.
Are they my shoes? Or are they shoes that you bought? Did you buy shoes for yourself during Christmas time?
Please, the fifth.
Look.
I go by Wave Cap Johnny on all of your social media devices, and she is.
What's up? Again, Tiana Giovanna across the board on everything. And you can also DM me or hit me up at tianagiovanna.com if you want to join on the ride of becoming a millionaire in 2021.
That part.
And he is
DJ Swivel on Twitter, Swivel on Instagram, SWIBLL.
Yeah, man. There it is. We love y'all. And until next time, stay dangerous, choose peace, and love.
That's right.
That part. Snitch.
Don't miss a beat. Kick that beat! Follow us on social media at The Kickback Show. Kickback on everything.